I criticize doctors. The regular AMAs you find, nickel and dime. That's what I view them. I used to look up to doctors until I started researching. The last 5 years, I've really found a lot of stuff. And I don't respect them anymore. I respect their ability. If you're in a serious wreck and near your end, they can keep you. But they have no idea of healing. There's no healing in the AMA and doctors around the world. I don't know them all. Italy seems to have some doctors that know a lot about healing. Japanese do, for sure the Chinese, but American doctors I'm speaking of. And I don't like them taking the money. They just don't heal. Hippocrates healed, and they've lost their way. And somebody might shoot me or whatever. Well, for saying it, this is the truth. This is honest God's truth. I'm a Christian. I'm a genius. It's in the record books at my university, and doctors need to change. Their paradigm is wrong. And the new doctors, health science institutes, integrative medicine, they're on to a lot of good stuff. And, it takes time to change. You get going in the wrong direction so long. We need to heal America. The world needs to heal. Too much sickness. And the answers are already there. It's just being suppressed. It's like telling you eggs are no good. It's a great food. It's like telling you coconut oil is no good. It's amazing. It boosts your metabolism so much, especially for diabetics. Take 2 tablespoons a day. So I respect the brains of doctors, but it's kind of like going to Common Core. My niece did. She made all A's, 1st through 12. My other niece, she's a PhD in genetics. I kid her about that because there's simpler ways to keep them healthy other than knowing about a library. That's what Jack Kruse says. Genetics is a library. Crick and Watson, all that stuff. It sits there, and you need to heal it because the Japanese doctor said out of nearly 1,200 herbs, 1/3 heal your DNA. So we need to be using more herbs. Anyway, I'm not here to kick anybody's butt. I just wish people would really learn. I talked to a doctor at ER the other day. I thought I was having ketoacidosis. That doctor was arrogant as I don't know what. I asked him, I said, you read literature? And of Zyprexa, I was taking 10 milligrams and I had to titrate 2.5. My doctor took me off of it. 4 days later, I found out that hey, I am bipolar. I'm not schizophrenic. Corbett Thickpen, 3 Faces of Eve. That's what he called me, schizophrenic. I lived with that for 7.5 years until one of his partners said, no, you're bipolar. And then a doctor in Manhattan, he said, no, you're depressive and anxiety. So, I said, okay, that's upgrade. And so I came here to where I'm living now in Lancaster, PA, and these people are clueless. I want to go back to New York. They're kind of rough with you. Not all of them, but they're smart doctors. They got a lot of modalities that most people don't ever use. So anyway, I'm not against doctors because they can save you, and they've done it. They got the power to do that, but not the power to heal. That's all I want. Chiropractors are wonderful. Not every one of them, they're bad ones, but you get a great chiropractor and your life will change. They're nerve doctors. They're not bone doctors. They went bone so they could collect insurance. Crack your bones. That's not what it's about. It's freeing your nerve pathways so your blood and impulses get to your liver, wherever it needs to be. But anyway, they needed money, like all doctors do. Health Science Institute, I don't know about all of them, but a lot of them, they don't accept insurance. Um, Don Colbert doesn't accept insurance because you have to follow standards of care. Standards of care needs to be getting rid of. Doctors need to be able to go back to 50 years ago. I remember my doctor 40 years ago. They were better doctors back then. Had more hands-on, and I had a PA just recently. He was, he wasn't like a doctor. He'd wear area stuff. I showed him my whole list of stuff I take or used to take. Dr. Jack Cruz got one of his friends off all supplements. He was spending $2,000 a month on supplements. He had a company in Silicon Valley, and he taught him things. So I'm down to 3 or 4 supplements now, and I still do magnesium. Dr. Marlene Merritt helped me beat high blood pressure. 300% magnesium, 200% calcium, 100% potassium in 6 weeks about. My blood pressure, it'll go up sometimes, but that's natural. You don't stay flat. That's stupid. But you do want to keep your vessels pliable, and there's foods to do that. Endothelial can be healed in 60 days, I believe, taking a teaspoon of spirulina. The research is already there. Look it up. So there's so much out there that regular doctors don't know. They don't want to know. They got standards of care, and they can lose their license. So it's the government. Donald Trump needs to take care of that. We need to, like our IRS system, we need to. My dad's CPA had a billionaire client. My brother's got a billionaire client after my dad died many years ago. And, well, that's another story. So, I'm not against doctors. Everybody can learn. Every dog can learn, old dogs can learn new tricks. And they need to for the sake of the American people. It's proven. It's double-blind studies. So much anecdotal. Anecdotal is good. My body is anecdotal, and it speaks volumes. I healed from multiple myeloma. I did it in 30 days. Medical College of Georgia has the record. First and last, body scan, Zippo. I had 3 cancers on my forearm, and I healed that. Doctor in New York, advanced care physician. She wanted to have it cut off, and I said, no, I'm gonna heal it. So black salve is a great way, but I didn't learn that until the 3rd one, and just zaps it. Christopher's, Dr. Christopher's. So I don't want all these doctors. You're going to be mad if you're a doctor. But John Bergman, he was a pathologist. He got beat up real bad in a wreck, got put together, surgeries, became just an awesome chiropractor, DO. 2 years I had hip problems getting out of my mom's car I inherited, and I thought I was going to have hip replacement 5 or 6 months ago. I heard a talk that he gave. I did exercises for about 2.5, 3 months. Both my hips are fine. One was just starting to go bad. The other one was bad. And tried to talk my brother into it to use those exercises. They're simple. I got a friend, he taught at Harvard. Well, he didn't teach at Harvard. He's a Columbia attorney that worked with international intake at Harvard for years. And he told me a simpler exercise to do that a nurse showed him in New York. I did it. Man, I don't need an operation, I healed, I had Dupuytren's. There's not much there at all. That was huge. It's just superficial now. And I had cubital tunnel syndrome. Saw a doctor here. I'm a guitarist. I'm one of the greats in the world. I just don't make money at it. Top in the polls, Reverb Nation. And for 2.5 years I couldn't play. I got this great studio. Can't use it now. I can, but I'm just getting back into it. Anyway, I heal cubital tunnel syndrome. Dr. John Bergman helped me do that. And I watched somebody else, I don't remember who it was. So you can heal. You don't have to live with something forever and take a pill. Your body's meant to heal. My Jewish doctor, about 12 years ago maybe, at Medical College of Georgia, I was a pill guy back then. Not much into food, or Southern food. And he told me, he said, you feed your body right, you can heal from anything. It got me started, and then I ran to other doctors. I started off with the Dale Davis, let's eat right and keep fit. I got on pills, Linus Pauling, I read his stuff. I used to get, God knows, a long time ago, I used to get sinus infections every year. I started, and then I got where I would take 10 grams of C for 4 days. The fourth day, that red ball came out. I don't get sinus infections anymore. I haven't had one in years. So I don't know it all. I know a lot, and I like what I know. I always want to learn more. I wish doctors would do that. That is my wish, because we got a sick America. My grandmother, when she died at 77, she lived 77 years. My other grandmother lived 96. My great aunt lived 103, and her son lived 96. So you can't live that long. My great great grandfather, I think he lived 91. But she took a handful of pills too, 30 pills at least a day. I said, I never want to be that way. And she had a good doctor. The doctor had bedside manner. She was great. But she took the pills, and, we don't need to take pills. I think we can take them for a short time, but we need a modality that takes us into healing and get off the pills. There's rare diseases, but there's universal healing, like water, the sun, oxygen, grounding. Herbs like turmeric and cayenne, you won't have a heart attack. I got a doctor taught me something about that, and I have a friend, she's an eye doctor, does surgeries, runs a whole chain, and she told me the same thing. So I want us to heal and heal our minds too, because a sound body heals a sound mind. So that's it. Have a good day.